Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of Pull the Pin. It's business, brand and banter. And this week, we are pulling the pin on stupidity.
He pointed at you there, not me.
Kind of both of you. Now, neither of today's guests, I'll be honest, are big enough to have on in isolation, so we've had to combine them. I'm pretty sure that neither of them are in this country legally anyway, which would probably explain why one of them can't get his verification tick on Instagram. We've got one who's the self-proclaimed enforcer of the internet, fighting stupidity wherever he sees it, which is probably where he met my other guest, who wasn't capable of getting a job in his dad's kebab shop, so basically he became a personal trainer instead. You know who it is? It's only my cuz, Paul Olima, and my bruv, Diren Kartal. Hello.
Hey, how are you getting on?
See what I did there?
Mate, it was amazing.
What an intro.
Mate, that was brilliant.
Good.
Fair play.
How many
to you.
times have you practiced that in the mirror?
Loads. I've been doing it all week. To be fair, we actually knew when Darren was here because he left his dinghy parked outside.
Oh, right. This is good, you know.
Oh, it's not a dinghy, it's a transit van, isn't it? It's a transit van. For that to make sense, you have to listen to the podcast I did with Darren, basically, where he did tell us that he was shipped in from Eastern Europe in a transit van. Basically, it's the only way to get in now through customs.
What is this? This is like celebrity roast without no celebrities.
It is, yeah.
Without any
Yeah.
celebrities.
I think you should probably introduce yourselves, to be honest, because I'm just going to keep on slagging you off otherwise.
Go on, Darren, you go first.
You know what? Why don't you explain me and I explain you?
Okay,
Oh,
I
that's a
will.
great idea.
Oh, that's
Why don't we
actually
do
a good
that?
idea.
Why don't we do that?
So, to my right is Diren Kartal. He's a Kurdish man that was born in Turkey. He has a very soft belly because he doesn't really go to the gym that much, but he sells a lot of fitness plans online.
How? We're going to get
He's
into
an
that.
online trainer
Yeah.
with a soft belly. It's crazy.
It's a mystery.
And over to my left, we have Mr. Paul Olima, a father of two. Someone that I look up to and look at as a brother.
Really?
Very successful man. And you know what? I'm just kind of hurt what you said.
You prick! You prick! I gave you shit and you were nice to me.
Yeah, that was nice.
I want to know where you guys met. Was it in the prison showers?
No, what was it, Darren? It was when I seen you in Body Power, wasn't it?
I've seen some of your content before. I was
Darren
following you.
You're the only
me,
one that has.
Fanboy.
I was-
Darren was fanboying me.
I was following. I saw him at Body Power. And you know when you just
In the
see
toilet?
someone...
Was it in the toilet?
No, it was in... Where was it?
It was just you were
in
it
the
was
food area.
No, it was where we were going for beers because I was getting a pint of Guinness.
Yeah,
Was he
yeah.
lurking around? I'm not going to say the name of the brand because I'll be sick. Was he lurking
Yes, I
around
was.
another brand's stand? Who
Yes.
who
No,
cannot
no,
be named.
Unfortunately, he was, and he found the light later
He
on.
found the light. He found the light.
Found the light.
I found Neil. I found Neil from Grenade. That's who I found.
That was definitely in the toilets where you found Neil. So you met at Body Power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
yeah, and then
friendship
so-
blossomed.
Yeah,
Yes.
so basically met at Body Power and I was like, oh, you know what? He's actually good crack. So then I've been filming kind of slapstick stupid videos.
Yeah.
And I said to Darren one day, I went, look, pal, I've got this idea. Come round to me, gaff. I'm just going to throw a watermelon off your stomach. Come around. And he came around and I threw a watermelon off his stomach.
Yeah.
And that was the
I still
start
think
of our
that's probably
friendship.
one of our best videos. Because that one just
It's
went
not difficult,
off.
is it, to be honest? But can we do that later? Can
Yes,
we do, I just want to throw stuff at him.
Yeah,
You could do
mate.
something.
He's got one of those faces that you just want to kind of throw stuff at. Right. So you met, and then so they started doing the content, and I guess they've been sort of stuck with each other ever since, really.
Yeah, pretty much. Just as long as we're just having a good time, that's what we do.
There's not many people that like you can go here. Let's do this. And they'll say yes. But Darren hasn't said no to any of me ideas yet. So.
To be honest, his barrier to saying no to stuff is extremely low. We found so he's perfect. He's perfect for us.
Wonderful.
But I mean, you guys make obviously very, very disruptive, controversial content.
Yeah.
So what draws you to that style? And then we were chatting about this earlier. How do you deal with all the backlash? Because you do get a backlash.
I enjoy it. So the thing about, for me and anyway, I think people think of influencers, they're all soft. I wasn't born or raised soft. I kind of like confrontation. So if I get some stick online,
Why is that? Tell us why do you like confrontation? Where were you born?
I was born, well, as you probably can't see if you're listening, right? But I'm as black as they come, right? But I was born in Ireland, so in Ireland I had to look after myself. And if you're good at football or you're good at fighting, people leave you alone. So I was fighting nearly every weekend. Neither. So, but no, I was fighting and I just really got really good at like fighting people and confrontations because I had to put me. if I walked into a room in Ireland when I grew up, every white person would look around and go, "There's a black fella here," because there was no black people in the whole of Ireland when Dublin when I was growing up. I didn't see any, so everywhere I went, everybody would be looking. So I learned that if I was really aggressive or confrontational, that I'd put them in a situation where they wouldn't want to look. So that's what I did.
So you went around basically bullying people so they wouldn't bully you.
Yes,
I like it. Yeah.
And now,
It's a clever tactic.
now he's doing the same online.
No, doing it online. It's
Now
great.
he's doing it online.
Like, come on, say something. I'll send you me location. That's me. That's it.
The thing is, if you've been going around Ireland and you've been going around upsetting people there, compensation, then the last thing you're worried about is a few keyboard warriors.
Jesus, keyboard.
basically.
That's it. But how I do deal with them is I let them all say, but then if there's one that really annoys me, I'll just like send him a message, like just to
Darren.
Yeah, and just
This is all new to me because
Yeah.
this is a whole new world now. Now, since
Yeah.
my last video went viral, literally last week, I've discovered a whole new world of weird people. I won't say what the sort of stuff I'm getting sent. But
What are you getting sent?
I've got people who want to eat my.
Eat your arse.
Yeah, that's
He
basically
wanted to
yeah.
say, he didn't want to
Basically,
say,
I
he
do
wanted
want
to
to
say,
say,
he
but
wanted to
no,
say.
it's you, isn't it? It's you.
is.
It's you. And I want to
Darren.
find out this is a wind-up. There's some very, very strange people out there.
You know what's mad? Like, the fitness industry is like kind of so insecure. And I feel
Insecure.
like when we come and do those videos, it just kind of lightens it up a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
people need to just stop taking themselves too seriously.
But-
And I feel like that's what happened. Like in the
that's-
industry, that's what there is too much.
But that's the great thing, because I take the piss out of everyone.
Yeah.
But I'll have the people, sometimes when I take the piss out of someone, they will laugh themselves, and then they understand, because they have a bit of personality.
Yeah.
It's the people with like massive egos
That get offended.
that get their butt hurt, because you know what I mean. I said something.
We did a powerlifting one the other day.
Oh
You
my
should have
God.
I
seen.
saw that. I
Like,
saw that.
people were so defensive. We're like, calm the fuck down,
Mate,
mate.
it's
We're
just-
just
it's
having a bit of a
easy.
laugh.
How's that person? I do know
How's
the
that
how
personal
have
too?
they not broken the neck?
Oh no, basically what happens is your thoracic spine is, so when you're doing a bench press and you lock your thoracic spine into the bench and if you arch your legs, and it's like you are solid. It's
You've got to know
actually
what you're
solid.
doing there, haven't you? Because that was,
it's
I
solid.
did watch that. And again,
Yeah.
I can see why you sort of, I can see
And
why you
in
did the
their
video
sport,
out of
it's
it.
legal. That's how they're supposed
Yeah.
to do it in their
But
sport.
there's
But
no.
that
but
bar
it's-
moved about
I
half
know,
an inch.
and that's it. They say that's okay.
That's okay
And
in
then
the sport.
and they call it a bench press. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, yeah. But
It's
I don't think
embarrassing.
it's a boring sport.
But
for
that's
me.
why loads of
You know what I mean?
powerlifters hate powerlifting. And that's why, like, even for myself, when somebody says, "Oh, you're doing a powerlifting competition," and somebody's pulling a sumo, do you know the powerlifting chat? Or
Yeah,
should I-
yeah.
Sumo. Somebody's doing a sumo deadlift, and you're doing a conventional deadlift. You're doing a proper bench press, and somebody's doing, or somebody's doing a low bar squat where the bar is halfway down his back. Like, it's just it's bollocks.
But do you know what as well? And I think your point, Darren, as well, this is why we get on.
Yeah.
Because we make really serious stuff
Yeah.
for loads of serious people, but we don't take ourselves seriously. And I think, that's it. The fitness industry itself is probably quite boring, because actually
Yeah.
going to the gym's quite boring. And I always say to people, just find something you enjoy.
Yeah.
When you find something you enjoy, you'll stick at it and enjoy it. If you stick at it, you'll get results. And it's that simple. There's a lot of people doing stuff they don't enjoy
Yeah.
and don't stick at it, or just makes them miserable,
Exactly.
to be honest as well. So I think the fact that's why I love what you guys do, because for me, because obviously you guys, believe it or not, this really pains me to say this, but you do know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What?
And-
sorry,
Oh,
Alan.
no.
Alan, can
Don't
you-
make me
can you
say
say
it
that
again.
please?
Repeat that again. It was the
Right,
first
can you get-
sentence. That was
can
the
you
first
get-
sentence.
Sorry,
It was the
we've
first
lost
sentence
sound.
where he didn't roast us.
Yeah.
Can you edit? Can you edit that and
Zoom
send it
into
to
the
me?
face.
Send it
Yeah,
to me.
send it over. Send it over.
Shannon's going to have a field day with this now, because now what she'll do is she'll edit that, so I say it 40 times.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Oh,
but
yeah,
no,
no.
so I will say it again, but you guys do know what you're talking about.
that's-
appreciate that.
And it's like us making good products.
Yeah.
It's fine to have a laugh and a joke and not take yourself seriously when you're putting good stuff out there. If you're putting shit out there, it's different, because then it all just becomes like jackass and
You
a whole
get found
joke
out.
and whatever.
Yeah,
you do
100%.
get found
You get found out,
And I
yeah.
think that's what people like. They're genuinely getting good information off you in a light-hearted way. And that's how they remember it.
Mate, this is what I'm saying.
Because there's a lot of, I'd call fitness fakery out there at the minute, where people really, are starving themselves for an Instagram profile or, profile pic.
And that's what they have, the image. That's it.
Clickbait, innit?
Yeah,
It's clickbait
it is
videos.
clickbait, And the thing is, it's not real.
No.
Yeah.
You know, it isn't real. I mean, people ask me what I do for a living, and you know, I could go into all the scientific stuff of having 200 trademarks and patents and making stuff for elite military and elite athletes and Olympic athletes and Premiership football teams and so on and so forth. But actually, I just
give it a rest, Alan. Jesus.
but I just say I make chocolate bars for a living.
Hey, this is it. That's it. Like,
Because actually, that, you know, we're sort of capturing people that really want to eat chocolate and they can't know it's bad for them. They probably aren't necessarily training. They're not necessarily training that hard, but they know that they want to eat junk and they're just making a better decision. There's a lot of those people. Yeah. And I think for me, you're probably reaching a lot of the people who, again, want to make a difference, you know, want to train, but aren't ultra serious about, you know, professional sport or whatever. Because again, there's not that many of those people out there. You're capturing everyday people. Hence, I guess, needs it 24/7. Yeah. It's capturing a lot of these everyday people that want to lose weight and get fit and healthy.
Relatable.
It is relatable.
Making it fun.
That's the word I was looking for.
The funny thing is about those people that you mentioned about, like, say, like the fitness fanatics or whatever, the post that they do with, say, just their shirt off or whatever it is. The crazy thing is, people think that's always current, whereas they do a photo shoot from, say, 6 months ago,
and reload them photos.
And they just reload the same photos. And when you meet them, you're like, fuck, you don't look like that.
Here, we're telling the stories now.
Which one?
Right, well, I won't name some names. I won't name some names, right? But we go on holidays, right? And like, I'm 6 foot. We're big lads.
Are you too close than I actually think? Because I think you're pretty close, but this is starting to sound a bit creepy.
No, we sleep in the same bed.
Right, that's perfectly normal.
Cuddle every now and then.
Cuddle here and there. But so we would.
Do you have a hot chocolate before a cuddle? Sorry, I've never had anyone turn up at the house before who's actually come in and said they wanted a hot chocolate. On probably one of the hottest days of the year.
Did you want a hot chocolate before? No, man. Cute, bro. Anyway.
I've never seen you so indecisive. It's like, I really want a hot chocolate, but I don't really want a hot chocolate. But I really want one, but I might just have a drink of water.
You know what? That is a brilliant Nigerian accent.
Thanks, bruv.
Like you're East London one as well. But on what you were saying though, because what I do love is sports science. So we upskill all the time. On the way here, we're upskilling and listening to stuff.
Sorry, did you say upskill?
Yeah, we upskill. You might not think it. Yeah, I know. You'd look at us.
I'm definitely not thinking it.
Yeah, this is it. So when we do, like, let's say, slag off something, it's because we've studied it already. I won't go online and start. I get sent people doing actually good exercises, and they're like, I get tagged in, I'd say, around 200 videos every day of people wanting me to copy the video off people. But I can't copy most of them because they're actually legit. But if
could be like sports specific,
with the bands, something is stupid, then I'll do it. But we are like, when it comes to sports science, that's what we love and what we look towards, whereas most people are just doing videos for clickbait. And it's just, I've seen donut workouts, I've seen like the workouts, it's just embarrassing, and how people can put that out and think
donut workout as in Krispy Kreme donut.
She had 2 Krispy Kremes in her hand and she was doing resistance training.
Really?
Mate, 2 Krispy Kremes.
As a joke.
No, serious. Lateral raises, shoulder press with 2 Krispy Kremes in her hand. I was ready to die.
Is it wrong? I now really want to try that.
Take a bite each time. The weight's getting lighter. It's getting a bit lighter.
I must be getting stronger.
Hey, the cushions. Everybody was getting the cushions out. Do you know how heavy a cushion is? 250 grams. People are doing full workouts with fucking cushions. Sorry, of course I'm allowed curse.
Of course, that's fine. We're going to edit. We'll probably edit Paul out completely. To be honest, it'll just on the video, Darren just sat there by himself. There'll be a lot of silences. No, you can say whatever you want. But you were just saying, but you didn't want to name names. I think we've got off a tangent.
The story,
the story. Yeah, so
insecurity story.
With the
I'll keep us on track. Don't worry.
This never happens. Yeah, so basically, with me and all the boys, like they're all big lads. Like Darren's the smallest out of our group. He's like 6'1". Do you know what I mean? So small. Do you know?
Are we talking from a muscular perspective, or are we talking?
We're just talking about presence. So basically, what it is I have a lot of friends that are in this fitness industry, and you go to Body Power, and you'd be expecting to see some absolute giant because they get all their angles right. And anyway, so they will get they'll get all their angles right, so they look like absolute massive monsters,
ripped up monsters online.
And then when we seen them online, when we seen them in a beta. We're like, what is that? Do you know what I mean? It's that you're the, do you know what I mean? Because it's like they do these angles and then they won't want to be around people like myself and Darren because they have the ego of what they have here and we'd ruin it. So I can't really get into it, but you know what I'm saying.
It sounds like you're over it. I'm glad you got it off your chest. So Darren,
Yeah.
Paul grew up basically bullying people
Yeah.
in Ireland. He's admitted that.
Yeah.
What was your childhood like? Was it genuinely in the back of a transit van? Were you born here?
No, I was born in Tottenham. I was born in North London. My parents were political refugees. They came over to London. I was born here, so because I was born here, they actually got their passports a lot quicker. So you're welcome, mum and dad. And so after that, I went to school in East London.
So many jokes I could make there, but this never happens. But my filter just kicked in.
But,
That never happens.
Yeah, so I was just raised in East London, East and North London, and school for me was good. It was in a rough area, but
Ghetto as fuck.
yeah, it was. But my dad was always on my case with playing football, and my parents were always on my case. So I'd
Was
never
hot
actually
chocolate consumption very high in your area?
with.
What are you trying to say by that, Alan?
Nothing. No, nothing at all.
Okay, so for people that don't know,
Right.
I'm glad you're all going to
so
say
hard
this.
to explain this.
This was
Black
new to me.
people
Paul
don't-
needs to explain this
Black
one.
people don't like coffee. I'll
Yeah.
say it because you know what I mean.
No, I can say it.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
say the black people just don't like coffee,
Yeah.
and these are all like, "Oh, do you want a coffee?" I'm like, "What?" Do you
I'm
I
want
know,
coffee?
but I know. I'm like, he either wants a Lucozade or hot chocolate. You're laughing because it's
Or
true.
a
'Cause
ginger
it's
beer,
true, yeah.
apparently.
Just because it's like high in sugar, liquid calories. You know what I
Mate,
mean? The
this is it,
Nigerians
bro.
love the liquid calories.
Mate, we're
bro.
not worried about
It's
soft
true.
belly, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know, for the first time ever, this show just genuinely became informative as of today with you two on it, which is unbelievable. So, anyway,
Yeah.
so growing up,
Yeah, grew up around there.
were you bullied?
No.
Even with that hair?
No. I
He didn't have this hair.
Oh, fair
This
enough.
is
Recent.
recent.
This is recent. This is recent.
He's
This
only
is
started his
recent.
new hair,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
do you know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
All the girls are loving him. We call him Bollywood Zac Efron now. Look
You
at
say girls, but I've seen his DMs. You show me. There's no girls in there. There's no girls in there.
But yeah.
No, I wasn't bullied. I never bullied. I was kind of the guy that kind of knew everyone and knew who I needed to know if I ever needed anything. So I was kind of the guy in the middle with everything. Because I thought I was never really smart at school when it came to like
Still not
any of
smart.
the
I
work.
was just going to say, why is that not difficult to believe?
Emotionally
You didn't need to
intelligent.
explain that, to be fair.
Emotionally intelligent. That's what I want to fuck.
Yeah, 'cause the thing is, all right, I ain't that bright in it, right, bro? Yeah. We hear you. We hear you. Yeah.
I was pretty much like you. Do you know what I mean?
What a scary thought. Yeah, we are similar. Weirdly, we are, funnily enough.
Yeah.
God knows how. Yeah. I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, so you grew up, and what point did you realise you wanted to start training? Because I was like 14 and I hated all
Why
the
did you
other
go
stuff.
to
So.
Australia and that, bro?
Oh, you're a dickhead. The only reason I literally signed up to the gym, I signed up to the gym with my first EMA. I used to get EMA, £30 a week to go college.
What's an EMA?
EMA's you get money from the government to go college if you're
Okay,
poor.
if you're
If
stupid.
you're poor.
Okay.
If you're poor, really.
Yeah.
So I was getting £30 a week.
Alan doesn't know nothing about
Yeah,
that.
Alan don't know about that. Not in his cinema.
I never claim benefits, put it that way.
But I was getting, I was there. I was getting £30
Always
a week to go
contributed,
college.
but never put. Always put money in the pot, never taking it out of the pot, Paul.
I was using
Sponges.
Alan's money at that point.
Good man. Hey, don't use your own money when you can use Alan's money. Alan don't even know, bro.
That-
Just use
yeah.
that money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
bro.
I started going to the gym then, and I realized I love fitness. But the only reason I went is to actually to do my best to become a better athlete. But then I realized I love coaching, and I got into PT, and I studied BTEC level sport and all that shit. Went to Australia, PT'd pretty much everywhere.
What made you, so how you've jumped to say what made? Because there's a story here. Because I can
on.
tell. Because I
Yeah.
can tell. See Paul's face.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't just go. You joined the gym, and then you went to Australia. Because I feel like.
Skip the whole
I
thing.
feel like we've missed something out.
I
Now,
was-
was there a boy involved?
No.
Was there a girl involved?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you want to talk about it? 'Cause
Oh,
it's
no,
not going to stop me asking.
I don't care.
Don't do it if you don't want to, bro.
No, I
See,
don't care.
no,
Doesn't
man,
matter,
I can
doesn't
see
matter.
no,
don't.
It's
You're
a
getting
part of my
choked up a
journey,
bit, bro.
It's a part of my journey, bro.
You're getting small chunky, cuz. Don't worry, cuz. Don't worry.
When I was 17, I fell in love too quick, and I chased a girl to Australia. Ended up
That's
getting
slightly creepy. Deported is the word you're looking for.
I'm getting deported from
ended up getting engaged.
Okay. Did she know, or was she so heavily drugged? Was she so heavily sedated at the time she woke up engaged, or did she have a choice in the matter? Or
She definitely had a choice.
Yeah. And then
I was kind of the one that felt like I didn't have a choice.
this is it. And
and
then
then I was gonna get married, and then I walked out. I didn't do it.
okay, good man, nice.
I didn't do
And
it.
respect from your cuz there as well
fuck
for
that
that.
marriage shit.
I didn't do it. I was like, I've got
But at this point, then you're in Australia.
I was in Australia and I was PT in Australia.
Got a criminal record at this point?
No. You know, funny enough, that's why Paul Olima can't go to Australia.
Really?
No, don't worry.
Yeah.
Grenade, sign me next year, yeah?
I want to know why you can't go to Australia. It's all coming out now, isn't it? It's all coming out now.
Yeah.
Out of interest, why can't you go to Australia?
No, I'm not. He's missing.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. I believe.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
We'll edit this. We'll
Ended up
think of a
shit
reason.
out,
If
yeah.
anyone knows, please tell us.
Yeah. So I end up living in Australia, PT there for 3-4 years when me and James Smith met in the gym.
Yeah.
And then kind of went online after that. Yeah.
Isn't it funny that all the people, I mean, I don't know if it's just because we're into health and fitness, but all the people I've ever met that have really inspired me in life, I've met in the gym.
See, this was my goal going in. When I was in the gym, I was like, whoever I meet and meeting people and talking to people, this is going to be my way out of the gym. Because I knew, and no offense to any personal trainer who is listening to this at 40 or whatever, I didn't want to be the 40-year-old personal trainer that was doing 10 hours of PT a day.
No.
I didn't want to do that. So
I used to be a PT.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how many people come in and kind of do that because it's kind of your only option. And this was like 20 years ago. It's like PT didn't really exist. It's probably the only PT in Birmingham.
It wasn't cool
one
then.
client.
It wasn't cool then. Now it's
I'm not
everyone's
sure
a
it's cool
fucking
now,
PT.
really. But
Yeah,
is it cool now?
It's
cooler now than it was.
It's got a cooler label. £50 an hour, I'm a PT.
Yeah, true.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it
yeah.
is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, that's why.
You charge £50 an hour? Who's paying that?
I charge £150 an hour.
I don't.
Really?
Yeah, coming to the end of me stopping PT. Basically, what happens is when you can lower your hours because you're doing other stuff and people really want you, you can go, hey.
So basically,
100.
Paul
Talk about
Olima,
pulling stupidity.
so Olima didn't have many sessions.
So I went from like
we've
20
worked
to
out
none.
who had a
It
very
was
empty
great.
calendar.
He thought it was a good business move. Then he had to backtrack. Oh shit!
I'll do it for 100. I'll do it for 20 now.
Yeah. When you're quiet, just keep putting the prices up. That'll work. Yeah, that'll sucker him in.
It works.
So you met James
In the gym, yeah.
In
So
the gym.
he walked into the gym and he was very like talking to everyone. But
Did he
all
have
the,
his budgie smugglers on?
no, he didn't. He was. It's funny enough because he walked into the gym. I said, "Where are you from?" From the UK. He said, "What do you do?" He goes, "I do a bit of online stuff." At this point, he didn't have any like. He only had a few
That's
thousand
just
followers
me
on
opening a
Facebook.
grenade shake.
Yeah.
Nice, subtly done.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Paul.
And I said to him, "What do you do?" He goes, "I got a few PT clients online and stuff." And I said, "What the fuck are you doing here? If you got some online clients?" He ended up joining. I took him out for a coffee. We ended up being friends. He had a business idea. He
So it
needed
was a coffee, not a hot chocolate.
It was a coffee.
Yeah.
They're white people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a business idea. He needed an IT guy. One of my best friends in the gym at the point was an IT guy. And we ended up kind of working together.
You've got a best friend.
Yeah, man.
But I was your
I've
best
got
friend.
a lot of best friends. You're number one, don't worry.
Thought so.
Raw, like that, yeah.
I'm very upset then.
And then it just kind of, the online stuff kind of took off from there.
And is that the bulk of your income now? Is that it's online?
Yeah, I've got
PT?
now I've got my online platform where I coach people.
What's the name of it, bro?
Project X.
Oh,
www.direnkartal.com.
Oh, Coach Cartel.
Feel free to plug. Everyone's already tuned out at this point, so no one's going to hear that. But it's an empty plug. But nice try anyway.
Yeah, all my income is my online coaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm struggling to find this so hard to believe, but I'm going to go with it.
Yeah.
It's in. It's,
Yeah, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
And there's East London boys, the little things on the side.
And where are those people based? Just anywhere? Or is
Everywhere in the world, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually looked at the database today from Australia to Dubai, UK, America. And it's
brilliant.
fucking cool.
But
It's
the thing
cool.
is, right, we're on holidays and we are sozzled off our face on the drink,
on hot chocolate?
on hot chocolates. Yeah. And Darren goes at one, he goes, I've got to do my calls. We're like, what? And then he comes into a room. He actually works. He actually
Really?
goes into a room and and he was doing a Facebook Live to all his clients. And I was like, I was really proud.
Say
of him.
all, but you mean both.
Yeah, the two of them. Yeah, they were both in on the same time. But yeah, I was really proud because fair play to you. You
Was
know, you actually
one
work.
like a 17-year-old girl that looked like she was in a different time zone, who was kind of bound and gagged and didn't know where she was, but had an engagement ring on her finger? Was that one of the
Yeah,
clients?
that was. How did you know?
Yeah, I just know this stuff.
This is it, mate. Well done.
I'm going to get arrested.
mate, I thought he was going to get me arrested when I was signing here. I was like, he's talking this
You
crazy
signed
shit,
your life
right?
away, you don't even know.
And is that the future? Is that what you said? Is that what you want to do in terms of the coaching? You know, where can that go?
them.
Is
Oh,
that,
that's-
what's
tell
the
them
dream?
future, bro.
What's
Tell
the
them
dream?
My future is to be able to get my message to as many people as possible, to simplify fitness, the fundamentals of, and the fitness principles, so everyone can have a healthy lifestyle but also enjoy their life, instead of thinking that a diet is going to be torture. Do you know what I mean?
To make you miserable. I know exactly what you mean.
I mean,
Yeah.
and hence why we all get along.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because the brands kind of fit. Do you know what I mean? With the message you guys want to give.
There's so many people who are doing this in fitness who just aren't enjoying it.
Yeah.
I mean, how does this kind of fitness fakery stop? Is this like a generation thing? Do you think it won't be the same with the next generation?
Slagging them
Is it made
off.
worse by? You could just carry on slagging people
them
off.
and they
I think
stop,
it's changing
that's it.
though. I think
It is
after
changing.
it's changing.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you, right? So when I did meet, I met Darren and James a couple of years ago. I was delighted. I couldn't, because Jimbo was first. These two were slagging people off online. I was like, this is great, because there is a lot of shit here. And
I know we say about you saying, slagging people off, but that sort of sounds kind of quite aggressive or unpleasant in a way, but it's not. It's actually
not.
just
Basically, what we're doing,
it's
we're
making
bantering
things
them.
light-hearted.
Yes.
It's online banter.
yeah, basically it's online brand. It's not like we're trying to. I'm not trying to make somebody go and hurt themselves or something about it. But what I am trying to do is tell them that what they're doing is terrible, and either fix it, upskill yourself, read a book. Do you know what I mean? Learn about that part of your body. Do you know what I mean? Something like that, and then come back and post that, because what you're giving out is not helping anyone. Basically, that's what I'm. That's my whole thing.
Because especially, health and fitness is bigger than ever through this year and COVID and what and rightly so. Because people say to me all the time, "Well, is it a bubble? Will it last?" And I think, well, actually, I think when people have actually been into health and fitness, it's kind of addictive. It's, when you are then not doing that, it's just like you've got like a limb missing almost. So if you find something you enjoy, it's absolutely addictive.
It's also like fitness is a never-ending industry.
There's
always going to be potential for something to do with fitness and nutrition.
I think fads within fitness come and go. So I remember like Reebok Step and Zumba and things that kind of ways of exercising.
Is
Again,
Zumba
people,
still not good, no?
Yeah, CrossFit's kind of start, then boot camp. Things kind of come and go, but it's all the same. People are just trying to find fun ways of exercising. But bottom line as well, people, I hate to say it, are getting fatter and fatter and fatter, and more unhealthy, and diabetes on the rise, and obesity's on the rise. And in order to combat that, people have got to find ways of training and exercising and dieting that they're going to stick to and they enjoy, and that isn't a massive compromise on their life.
Neat up, bro.
You got that.
Do you want to explain what neat up actually is? Because
I will.
What's neat up 24/7? Please explain it to us, Darren. We would all love to know.
I'll explain neat, but one of the things about neat, put all that aside, what you were talking about, like people being overweight and everything, you need to educate people. And even in school, if you educate people when they're young, because I didn't know what, say, NEAT is. EAT is, NEAT, by the way, is non-exercise activity thermogenesis.
He's never said that before.
He had to Google that before he came in.
It is your general activity. Anything outside of planned exercise is NEAT, hence NEAT up 24/7.
Is it basically just move more, eat less?
But this is the thing, though.
No, not with the eat less.
But
just move more.
Well, if you move more, one of the reasons I like to get people as active as possible is so we can eat more. I feel like people's goal is to eat less, eat less, eat less.
No.
And then to what? The goal should always be maintaining a healthy weight, size, body composition, and be able to have a highest caloric intake as possible. This fucker had like 4 sandwiches on the way
He's
here.
referring to Paul.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So
I
and that's
eat
the
what I
goal,
want, bro.
Exactly. But you train hard, you move a lot, and
my body needs it.
Your body needs it.
My body needs that fuel. Yeah.
But I think, isn't that amazing if you can kind of, everyone would love to be able to eat what they want, but you have to be sort of training hard and training effectively in order to kind of get away with it. People want to eat what they want and then don't want to
train,
exercise or train or whatever.
Exactly. As long as you keep the balance like 70, 80%, 20, whatever.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this actually, because this is going to be a big thing over the next couple of years. I'm not joking. It's called Hfss, right? So this is going to affect everyone. There is government legislation coming in. I'm actually going to be really serious here for a minute. There's government legislation coming in which is potentially going to, it's really targeting the high fat, salt, sugar foods, hence HFSS, which is fine and rightly so. The problem is it's such broad legislation that it covers anything that's kind of high in fat. So avocados will be bad for you. Bananas are going to be too high in sugar. And, and actually what comes in there as well, believe it or not, is protein bars.
You're joking.
No, because the way that they've made this calculation of they look at the sort of bad stuff. So they look at like, the salt and fat, sugar and whatever. And because our bars are low carb, they're higher in fat. Because of course, if you take something out, you've got to put something else in.
Yeah.
So as a higher in fat, as are everyone's protein bars. And of course, if you've got like regular confectionery, you're basically screwed. You're absolutely screwed. So basically, they look at kind of negative stuff, which is fine. And then they give it a score. And if you are above a certain score, and let's say it's like, 8 and say we're 9, you don't get any credit for the good stuff, like the high fiber, the low sugar, the high protein.
So you have to take that off.
Yeah, so basically they just look at bad stuff and then there's no credit for the good stuff. So this affects like olive oil, nuts, blah, blah, blah. So all this potentially could come in the next couple of years. And bearing in mind, like chocolate's got 20 to 30 times more sugar in than say we have.
It's going to affect you guys.
It's only going to affect how it can be advertised, promotions that you can do, because they don't want people, buying a full fat soft drink, and then buying 2 for 3 or 3 for 2, blah blah blah, and kind of these promotions. So it's stopping people stocking up on bad stuff. The problem is now it's kind of starting to bring all the good stuff into it as well. So all that's coming, which I think as a consumer is really, really confusing. And we're going to have some fun with this, because we're going to hopefully have a common sense campaign where people realise that actually they understand what they can eat, what they can't.
But who decides this? Who decides that? Which guy turns around and says,
this was probably decided in
better?
Europe at some point, and then it's kind of made its way over here.
Imagine.
With the best intentions, but then badly implemented.
Imagine if we just educated everyone instead.
Yeah, well, it's coming. So,
well, question for you, right? So let's say...
I'll do the questions, but go on. You're gonna have a question. You're gonna have a question.
But anyway, with Grenade and stuff like that, let's say the brand itself, it's such a in-your-face brand that you don't really need to put 20 grams of protein in, or do you know what I mean? If you are,
it's starting to become, I think, so more recognisable now that actually we can kind of say less on pack and whatever, because people kind of know what it is. I mean, like, a lot of people just don't refer to it as carb killer. They say, the Grenade bars, or it's weird actually. I grew up with Cadbury's, as a kid. I'm sure we all did. Yeah. But now my friends' kids, they grew up with Grenade, and they wouldn't think twice about having like a chocolate bar that we probably would have done. Like, they wouldn't think twice about putting the TV on if they've got an hour spare, because they're just on the tablet. And just times are changing, and people are now just more aware, and rightly so, what goes in the body. But I just feel like the divide is kind of getting better, because you've got the people on one side that, are kind of in the know. You've still got a lot of people that aren't in the know, and all that confusing stuff that we just talked about doesn't really help, to be honest. No. But I just wanted to get that out there, because it's going to be something we're going to be talking about sort of quite a lot, because it does affect everyone, and it affects what can be at till point and promotions in store, and there's possibility as well that you won't be able to allow to advertise online at all.
What? The bars?
Yeah, potentially, and not just anything that kind of falls within this legislation.
So what? Like even chocolate?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. So chocolate. I mean, chocolate's pretty much screwed. Really. And again, to a certain extent, rightly so. But I think the point I'm getting at, I would love to get to a situation, I think it sounds like you guys the same, where consumers can just make their mind up, what they want. Yeah. Where, do people genuinely not know nowadays that chocolate's bad for them? Or a takeaway is bad for them? They must do.
They must.
People aren't, chowing down.
I think that's one of the problems. I think, see with those rules, they're making... Like, it's pretty much saying, hey guys, everyone in the UK, you're all fucking stupid. Hence why I'm putting this rule out. That's what they're saying. It's kind of like taking the piss. Yeah. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to help promote people to educate them.
You know what I'm trying to say? So basically, Darren's saying government give him the money.
No, I'm not saying
do not give Darren any money whatsoever.
All his youth, he wants now to. No, but I'm totally with you there. But
plus, he's got a big family. He'll just bring his whole family over here, to be honest.
I know, but it's a bit annoying, but I just think, just run with it. I'm pretty sure there's going to be ways around anything like that.
We're going to have some fun with it.
Exactly.
I think I can see a big consumer hearts and minds common sense campaign coming potentially soon as well. But what about you, Paul? What's good for you? What's your plan?
What's
for
me? I'm gonna probably.
No one's got any idea of how you earn your money. It's
I know it's weird.
It's a mystery to us.
It's weird. I'm probably gonna host the Oscars and the Brit Awards probably in the next 4 or 5 years. And I don't know. Do you know what?
Is it more because this content's starting to now just get bigger and bigger and bigger?
So
mostly down to us, obviously.
Yeah, of course. The Grenade,
giving you the tools for the job.
This is it. Thanks and shit. So basically, I was posting videos before of lifting weights and the little ego boost that I needed, but it's not what I love. What I do love is I love making videos and this like Darren, you know, I turn into like a little giddy school. Like
we noticed.
Yeah.
We had noticed.
It's just so much fun. So I just want to keep on making videos. And what's great now is loads of brands come that are not in the sector of grenade, come and they'll ask me to...
Inferior brands is the word you're looking for.
Yes, yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it was. That would ask me to do posts for them, and then they let me do videos, and so basically I can create my own content and get paid for it as well as, and it's just brilliant. So I just want to keep on that rising, and as long as my numbers keep on rising. But the thing is, when we make a video, I always say to Darren, I don't care if anybody doesn't like it. Because if I get a video in my hand and I start laughing myself, that's what happened at the start. I'd be like, I'm posting that. Some people might not like it. I don't care what. Do you know what I mean? It's great that you get a good thread, but...
Do you know what though as well? And I know that it can sort of... And I know exactly what you mean about that, because people do kind of care, because you'd rather it was overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
But I think above that, you'd rather that people just had an opinion.
Yeah.
I think content that goes out now that people have just got absolutely no opinion on. It's like a brand, really. If no one's got an opinion on your brand, you don't really have a brand.
Yeah, right.
People have to hate it to love it and stuff as well. So at least that way, if people have got an opinion, the thing is nowadays socials, that's it. You haven't got content if
exactly
it's not splitting opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, so this year then, with everything that's sort of gone on and with what you both do, I guess lockdown, just business as usual.
Yeah,
you carried on doing your stuff.
I done really well.
I did really. That's when I created my platform. People needed something online when they needed it the most, and I just created a product to like serve those people.
So when everybody was struggling, Darren was like, "Hey, this is when I make my money."
Was loving it.
I took advantage of it. I took advantage of it.
Took advantage of weak and needy people. Is what we're hearing. Yeah, no problem. Whatever. As long as you can sleep at night, it's fine.
Fair play, Darren, man. You know, government money,
But joking aside, any revelations? Because I had lots of revelations this year in terms of, wow, I didn't. Circumstances happen, you just think, wow, it gave everyone a reality check.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Of being the rat race. But any sort of revelations you guys have had this year where you just think, wow, I've learned something there and I'm going to do things differently moving forward? Or do you just think I'm going to keep milking this for all it's worth?
I'm going to keep milking people at home. For me, I don't think there was much revelations. It was just when the lockdown did happen, the nursery stopped, so I got to spend more time with my kids, which was bleeding.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It must have made you realise, not that you knew it wasn't important, but that's given you that opportunity. I mean, probably Darren's got dozens of kids. He doesn't even know right there yet. But that time with your family, you wouldn't have had that. So that's what I mean. You've kind of...
Yeah, I've learned. So now when I do get her or something like that, before I was like, oh, what should I do with her? Now I know exactly what to... You know what I mean? And it's just... And I can, it's brilliant. That the lockdown and family for me has been amazing.
Yeah. I think it was nice to can I ask you something? Did you spend this much time in your own house?
No, never. I was
nice?
here a little bit of a weekend.
And was it nice?
Oh, fantastic.
And I feel like because we're always so fast paced and trying to achieve certain things, you don't realize, if I just stop for maybe a week, nothing much is going to change, and you can take that small period, not off, but just chill out.
Yeah, everyone's just scared to stop because it's you're in that rat race and people are,
exactly,
but it's just a nice reality check of just nothing,
it's going to be okay.
Yeah, nothing in the sky. Just definitely less pollution, less traffic. I mean, cycling around and there's just nothing on the road. Quite sort of eerie. So bearing in mind things that's really effective. That's really again has been traveling. You guys obviously love traveling. Yeah. Have you missed not traveling?
I did initially. We tried. Luckily, I could say I had a good summer. I say compared to most because I was away for like a month.
Yeah.
As soon as the doors opened, I left. But I realized, how much traveling and being in different environments is actually good for my mental health, like putting me in different places to make my mind more creative or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And as soon as the doors open, it was weird. It's like you appreciate it so much more, and I loved it. And then we linked up.
When he went to Ibiza first, and he was like, "Yeah, Paul, I'm going tomorrow." I was like, cheers for letting me know. Darren's like a wanderlust, he doesn't tell you where he's going, and then he's in a different place and he thinks he's cool.
I haven't missed travelling at all.
Have you
really?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't been anywhere, I don't think, since I went to Finland in early March, just as it's kicked off. But I was travelling so much.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, I was travelling so much, almost every week I needed to be somewhere else, and it kind of taken the fun out of it. So actually, I've really quite enjoyed.
Yeah, but you're Uncle Alan. You know what I mean? You're a little bit older, so you would have done that. No, I'm not saying that in a thing where I'm saying that as in you would have had that period of your life where you've got over it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm over the hill, is what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Darren's saying like Darren's only got sexy in the last year. Like,
no, but I'm saying that 28, you were probably trying to go everywhere, right? Or no?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sort of fairly well travelled, so yeah, it's been nice to kind of be at home and kind of reflect on the business and actually focus on aspects of the business that we haven't had time to improve on. Just some of the operational stuff that's kind of just not as sexy. So, you know, it's just given us time to give us a different perspective on things.
How did you get on? I seen you done that thing where, well, at the start of lockdown where you were giving all the frontline staff all the grenade bars and all. That was pretty
so
good.
we did. So
we sent 2 lorries actually.
We sent 5 lorries at one point. Yeah, there was. We've supported the NHS as much as we can and key workers. To again, we're quite fortunate compared to many. I think just in health and fitness as a whole, because it's been fairly robust. Other than gyms closing, but we make healthy, relatively long life food product. So actually, we had a product this year that was very much in demand. I mean, I think ration pack are still sold out. I think come back in stock in about a month, but we've got vitamin products and stuff that have hit record sales, and kind of rightly so, because people have actually now started to put more emphasis on health, which is perfect. It's a shame it took this to realise it. So we've made sure that others have sort of benefited from that. The only issue really we have is just shops being shut. Because obviously we rely a lot on supermarkets and from a supply chain perspective, it's been difficult because we got millions of bars going into the US and it was shut and we needed the bars here. So we were like turning containers around that were going to other countries to bring them back again. So we'd got the stock, but nothing was kind of where we wanted it. It was meant to be. So there was operationally, we had quite a lot of stuff to move around. So, and we're still feeling the impact from that now of just making sure stuff's where we need it. But yeah, I mean, we aren't complaining at all, because back in March, we're thinking, God, how bad's this going to, how bad could this be? But the team really pulled through. And I'd say the productivity's been way up. At Grenade, just because we've got a good team that we can trust to work from home. But creativity's been down, just where we haven't had the get-togethers and as much.
It's your videographer. I think his name's James. He's pretty bad.
We don't speak of his name. To be honest. Right. So yeah, he currently is, but that's not something we have to stick with. So he's he won't be much longer.
Please, thank
you. He's laughing nervously in the background. Yes, James, he's very good. So yes, he's pretending. I can see he's just pretending to walk out, but just no one stop him. Sorry, I had a question.
Oh, man.
Well, there was no question about that. We're just generally taking the piss out of James.
Yes.
So just I know we're getting short on time because obviously someone was late. So is it true, actually? I've got a question here. Did you go today? Did you go to the wrong address on the way here? Despite having been here before, you went somewhere completely different. Is that what happened?
No, sorry. I have a Google calendar and it said 11:30.
Who put that address in there?
Oh, I got a Google calendar.
Sorry, my assistant put in my Google calendar.
Darren's taking the piss, but was sat next to him for 2 hours in the car and didn't once think to say.
And do you know what happened?
Bruv, we're going the wrong address, bruv. That's not where I live, is it, bruv?
What did I say when I drove down the road?
Cuz, sorry, just shut the fuck up, cuz. I know I'm going in there. No, I'm going. Shut the fuck up, cuz. Go back to sleep. Oh, yeah. That was genuine footage of actually the journey here.
That was
and the anger.
And you should have seen the anger. Oh my god! I was like, just get it out of your system before we get into the house.
At any point, is he an angry driver?
I'm a monster.
Oh, sorry, go on. Is he an angry driver?
Is he an angry driver? Oh my god! You know what? I'm always like nervous next to my dad when he's driving, because he's got a bit of a temper when it comes to driving, right? Mate. This guy's a different level.
But the thing is,
it road rage?
It's Olima rage.
I'm ready to fight anyone on the road. I'll tell you a story, right? My firstborn, Leah. My ex-girlfriend there, big belly on her. We were going. I was dropping her back at her house.
Assuming you meant when she was pregnant.
No. She's pregnant.
Not now.
Anyway, then. And we were on the A406, and I remember there was a post. Like I love
the fact you know exactly where you were.
A406 coming around towards the Blackwall Tunnel. Anyway, and there was a post fella, and he kept on getting in front of me, and I had a Nissan Skyline, which was pretty fast, and he kept on, and he must have thought I was a little. Anyway, we ended up pulling up.
He thought you were a tosser for driving a Nissan Skyline. Yeah, he got a point, to be honest.
But yeah, we ended up pulling off the side of the road and fighting. And I like, you know me, and there we are boxing heads. And every time, like I tell you, I've got out.
How did you get into a fight then? So you just...
Because he kept on, and he thought that I wouldn't stop. So then I drove in front of his car and hit me brakes, and then he stopped, and the both of us jumped out and started swinging.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what?
Is he still there?
I think
he's a big
we
lad.
should have a word about his contract.
Yeah. Is this why he can't get into Australia?
This is it. I know, but Jesus, road rage is terrible. I just can't. I can't.
Do you get road rage?
No, I just walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Honestly,
mate.
it's like that's what I do.
But that's what happens when. But I feel like as soon as I get out of my car, I'm a different person. When I
you
get
are.
into it,
You definitely
I
are.
just can't. It's just like I'm in. That's why I hate driving. I hate driving.
Yeah.
I must admit, we're not fancy driving anywhere either. We've met up with you twice in the last 2 weeks, and both times you've been late. But not that we're seeing a train. No, you turn it when you want. You turn it when you want. It's all right. We've got absolutely nothing to do whatsoever. We'll stand around all day. We'll keep your hot chocolate warm.
I
You
apologise
turn
for
it
my
when you feel
plus
like
one. I
it.
apologise for
No
my plus
problem.
one.
Twice. I've been screwed
We know you're
twice.
not his keeper. You know,
Mate,
we know.
it's true.
So so we've got some quick fire stuff. Stuff. Right. So, what's the scariest thing you've ever done? Either of you.
You go first, Darren.
You're throwing it at me straight away.
because
You
I'm
know what?
thinking.
Scariest thing I've ever done. I think I was in Australia, and my ex-girlfriend took me to this kangaroo little playground, whatever the fuck it is. It's to a forest where apparently there's a lot of kangaroos. She's like, throw this bread.
Kangaroos are quite nasty, aren't they? I think.
Okay, so I didn't know this.
Everyone knows this.
No, I didn't know this. When you come from East or North London and you go straight to Australia,
Do they drink hot chocolate as well? I'm curious now because I can't believe I didn't know that. I've gone through life and didn't know that.
So she kicked me out of the car. I threw bread, and honest to
The
God,
kangaroos eat bread?
apparently there was over 100.
I'm not sure by choice.
No, yeah, there was over 100 of them.
They don't eat bread in the wild,
They would
do
eat
they?
anything. They were wild. They will eat anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So
But they love bread, do they? They're not duck. I think you're getting kangaroos mixed up with ducks.
no, they eat anything. They eat anything. And then
How are they so hench if they have a lot of carbs?
yeah, genetics, just like this guy.
Yeah, true. But he's genetically a kangaroo in a previous life.
Yeah, so I was outside with, honest to God, over 100 kangaroos. I didn't know how aggressive they were. She locked the fucking doors of the car and drove off. And I was like, are you fucking joking? And there was 100 kangaroos around me. I had no idea what to do. She dropped. Wait,
Please tell me there's video footage of this.
There is video footage. Yeah, there is. I'll find it.
Thing is, I can see you
honestly.
getting battered by 100 kangaroos, and
Mate.
you're filming it, going, bruv.
Oh my God, mate, honestly,
He loves this, bro.
I've never known him do so many stories. I daren't look at his stuff because there's like 800 stories. He films everything. It's just drivel. There's just like so many stories. Go to the shop, bruv.
You know what the best thing about that is? He watches all of them. Top viewer.
Well,
so it's working.
I've got a lot of time on my hands and it's cheaper than porn.
Yeah. And yeah, I, as he said his story, I think mine was I was in the Algarve in Portugal and there was an ostrich and he was on the outside and I just thought I was like, I didn't know they were aggressive. Anyway, it chased me and I just remember I've never been that scared in my life.
You got
'cause it was
chased
huge.
by an ostrich?
Yeah, is the big massive bird.
I know what an ostrich is.
The young chased me, and I've never been as afraid in my life because it wanted me. Do you know, like I turned around, its head was moving, like you
How
know,
did it
like,
go?
yeah, mate, it was fucking. His head was moving like that. He's turning around, legging it and all. Oh, mate, it was a nightmare. And there was a gate. I remember because there was like a seven. Basically, in the Algarve, there's a place.
Prisons.
There was a prison, yeah, prison wasn't that bad there. No, there was a gate, like, and people were playing five-a-side, and it was tiny underneath, and I remember, like, when I was sprinting, I had to get under that. But because if the ball went over, I went to get the ball, the ostrich started chasing me. It was I've never been as afraid in my life. If that had got me and all, I would have... Fuck, could you imagine? I don't know, but the eyes. Have you ever looked at an ostrich's eyes?
No, I can't say I have.
Mate, it's like it's
No
just
one's looked
on
an
you.
ostrich in the
No
eyes.
one has.
I think that's why.
No one's ever
I think
done it.
if I went and got the ball and didn't look at him in the eyes, it probably wouldn't have went for me. But then I looked at it in the eyes and I was like, shit.
I think I'm struggling that both your scariest experiences both involve very aggressive, fast land-based mammals.
Yeah.
Because they'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Ostriches or kangaroos or both.
Like, do you know what? What would win?
Animal-
An ostrich or a kangaroo? Kangaroo.
Bruv, kangaroo will batter man up.
What, an ostrich?
Yeah,
Bro,
this
ostrich
they're
is
powerful.
big.
They're powerful animals.
Bro, listen. Ostriches, have you ever seen how big they are?
How the fuck are we talking about this?
I'm just saying. Because you think your kangaroo's harder than my ostrich.
It's not my kangaroo, Olima.
I'm just saying.
It's not. This isn't a fight, mate.
I'm just saying.
It's not a competition.
My ostrich would bang your kangaroo. That's all I'm saying, bro.
I think an ostrich has got no arms.
Mate, it got these wings. It's chunky. It's
Can't
so
punch you with a
chunky.
wing.
No, it's
Kangaroo, they can kind of like they can jab, can't they?
The ostriches,
Am I thinking of cartoon
They can
kangaroo?
kick the tail.
I think I might
You
be
get
thinking of
hit.
Captain Kangaroo.
Yeah, no, they can box as well. Have you seen that video?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No. You aren't thinking. Ostriches have it's like they just do chest day. Their chests are massive. It's like the whole middle. They have massive long legs, right? That are skinny as fuck, like man. Calves, no calves, no calves.
Yeah, I do see the similarity there. But
then
yeah, they have got better calves.
See what? This 5 questions are going through quick, isn't
I was
it?
just going to say, I'm glad we're on the quick fire round.
Quick fire round.
That's actually bizarre, even by my standards. That doesn't normally happen. Right, whose content is best?
Mine.
Okay, I'll probably agree with that. I think the next one's going to be you as well. Who can lift more?
Me.
That's going to be Paul. Yeah. I think there's a theme developing
Told
here.
you guys this was a fucking ambush.
Yeah. Who's more famous?
Me.
It's going to be Paul. I think you might have the next one as well. Who's the most annoying?
Shit.
It's probably
I'll take that one.
probably of all the social media personalities you've met, who's the biggest twat? Oh, that stumped them.
No. I'm gonna say.
I'm trying to think.
You
Can't
can
say
just
each other.
You can just say Herbalife, bro. They tried to shut you down.
They someone from there, yeah. Schmerbalife.
Okay, right.
I can't legally say it.
No, you can't legally.
sorry,
yeah.
so just delete that bit
other
that I said.
multi-level marketing platforms are available.
I-
That gets you out of that, Nate. Fine, that's fine. I can't see you.
In my opinion.
In my opinion.
that's what I've got to say
in
now.
my opinion. Yeah.
Who comes for you online? There has to be somebody that
Comes to me.
comes for you online. Who do you hate?
But
No
they're
one.
too shook.
Yeah, everyone
They're
is
scared because
Jimbo.
imagine trolling a troll.
Yeah. Like we're the king trolls.
That's
If
true.
you want to troll us, we're ready.
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be fire coming straight
Yeah.
back.
The only reason we work with you so you don't troll us, to be honest.
Exactly, there you go.
Last person you unfollowed on Insta.
I think it was Michael Dapper today.
Oh, it was
For
today.
me, Michael Dapper.
Who's that?
He's,
Skidda bat. You know that song?
No, that's how you normally talk. That's not. I don't know if he's just being himself. Yeah,
That's how you know. Darren, are you speaking
He's
your
sort of-
language? Or are
he
you
makes noises, but words don't come out.
Bro, shut up.
I've got to be honest.
You're putting on an Irish accent, mate. Don't even
I
start.
think I'm doing quite well because I'm only understanding about 75% of this entire conversation. To be honest, I think I'm doing pretty well to try and hold it together. But when he started that, that is just yeah. All right, hello,
Yeah.
Darren. Yeah, we all know. Yeah, we've met you.
Michael Dapper wasn't it?
Michael Dapper for
Michael
me,
Dapper.
yeah.
Can you do that again to the noises again?
Skidda bat.
People will
What does that
understand
mean?
it. It's a song that
Oh,
went.
that's Scatman John.
This fella doesn't. I think this fella's a bit older than us, so he might not be with it right now. But it was actually number
Is that
one
a
in the
song?
charts.
When?
It was number one in the charts last year.
For a
Was
few
it?
years. Yeah.
Man's not hot.
Man's not hot.
No, you've lost me. Sorry.
Oh my god! And then he said Scatman John. You know.
He was actually he was a very, very talented man in his day in the 90s.
You know.
Do you know he's dead? He's actually dead now. Scatman John
You're
died
talking
a
about
couple of years
kids.
ago.
I was born in '92, Alan.
Right, fair enough. I was born in yeah, fair enough. Got a point. Death row meal. What would your death row meal be?
Steak.
This might be a reality for one of you. So this might be worth getting
probably.
pre-ordered.
Probably something from my mum's cooking, some Turkish food.
Why are
from
you
my mum's.
lying? Your mum's not going to listen to this, bro. You don't got to do that.
Bruv, my mum's cooking.
You must get.
I'd have steak,
Okay.
steak, peppercorn sauce, medium well. Do you know me?
Let's pretend that you're on death row. You've got a limited number, and they can't get your mum to generate
Okay.
some
What
food
is your mum's food?
in the given time. Yeah, what would that actually? What would
It'll be like a
would it be
Turkish grill
delight?
with mezza.
With mezza?
Meze.
Like, you got... You don't see my Turkish accent.
I know, I like it. Do your Turkish accent.
Do
as
it.
well.
Go on. Do it.
You like
Just don't
it.
do the skin.
No, I'm only saying that because...
Do your Turkish.
No.
I'll
When
bring the
he
Turkish.
says a football team like...
Do you know Besiktas? Do you know that team? Yeah, Besiktas.
And I go-
Right, Darren, go.
it's Besiktas or Galatasaray. Yeah, and he's like,
Galatasaray.
why are you doing it with your accent like that? Why are you doing it?
sexy.
I actually
He
understood
tries to
that.
make it sexy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
do Galatasaray again.
Galatasaray.
Why is he trying to make it sexy?
hey, there's a puddle on the Jenny over there.
They've lost me again. I'm moving on. Right, so Hfss next year.
Yes, sir.
Big fitness show. Why should people go? And obviously you two are going. I'm now going as well, apparently. As am I, as the headline. As a headliner.
A headliner? Ooh, I'll go before you because you're going to talk proper about Hfss. But all I can say is I went last year and it was brilliant. Do you know, usually Body Power, all these places, FIBO, I've been to them loads of times. It's all egos everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Egos that don't want to mix. They get in foes. People leave. In Hfss, it's like
it's a convention of twats, basically. Yeah, that's why I'm going.
It's brilliant. It's a good laugh. Anyway, Darren, you
know what?
You can
you
help
actually
it out a
said
bit.
it perfectly because it's just bringing kind of education and fun in the same place, and I guess that's what we're
all
all
together,
about.
and everybody's
And
together.
only people that have that sort of mindset get to go, and it's a great vibe. There was no negativity,
No,
at all.
Everybody
there was
was
no
just
tension.
drinking.
Everyone was just
like
drinking,
people that you
having
wouldn't
fun.
even know. They'd be like, "Oh, you going to the bar?" You're like, "Yeah," like, and then
Yeah.
you'd be drinking with
And
somebody
you're
random
with,
at the
and you're
bar.
with
It's
people that
fucking
like,
amazing.
follow you on socials, and it's such a great way to connect with everyone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's a lot of fun.
So basically, it's for needy social media personalities who are desperate to connect
Yeah.
with their fans because they've got no real friends.
That's
perfect.
exactly
But
it.
in the sunshine.
It's
That's
perfect
it.
for you.
Perfect. I'm there. Guys, it's been an absolute, it has been an education. Really,
Thank you
I
very much.
really enjoyed it. Very bizarre, even by my standards, as I said. But awesome. Thanks so much for your
Thanks
time.
for having us,
as
man.
well.
Thank you.
Again, we would have had more time, but again, you were late. But we've already touched on that. So sorry we've had to cut this short. Guys, that was me, Alan Barrett, with the Grenade Podcast, Pull the Pin. And we had Paul Olima and Diren Kartal on. Just, again, a pair of twats, as you probably noticed. But if you've enjoyed listening to this podcast, then please subscribe. And we are on all major platforms. So see you next time.